Hi, so it's a beautiful day here finally. It's been such a rainy spring. It's so wonderful to see the blue sky. I'm sitting outside in front of our barn. This is a quiet place that most quiet place I could find at this time of the day. You may hear the rooster, but anyway, I wanted to just share with you our family's journey. It will probably be in 3 different parts. So this is part 1. Mike and I were married 25 years ago, just last week. And Mike went to school to be a golf course superintendent, and that's what he did right out of college. We met in college, and he got his first job as an assistant, and then he became a golf course superintendent at one golf course, and then he took a job at a more prestigious golf course. After 1 year, that did not work out. It was not the right fit. He was let go. He was asked to resign. But during these years, we had kind of been living what was supposed to be the American dream. Went from a starter house to a little nicer house, would buy a new car every 3 years, ran up our credit cards to buy stuff, really, just stuff. And so when he lost his job, at the time we were living pretty much in suburbia, we had nothing, financially nothing. And when you lose your job in that field, it's quite hard to get another job because your reputation is pretty much spoiled. So he did immediately find another job in landscaping, but he was only making about 1/3 of what he made. And this was 1999, and we also found out, I think a week after he was let go, that we were expecting our 4th child. So there was definitely a lot of stress there, but actually I thank God for being pregnant, because that really helped to keep me even. I think that maybe if I wasn't pregnant, who knows, it would have been a lot harder for me to keep things in perspective. So we spent the next 5 years really in a lot of turmoil, not knowing what we were going to do, thinking about all different kinds of things. And but at the same time, something within me really stirred. So I was ready to just pick up and move to Vermont right after he lost his job, thinking, we'll do it, we'll find a simpler life. I had been reading, and I continued to read over those next 5 years, books about homesteading, living a simpler life, living closer to the earth. And but we still spent those next 5 years really, really in financial distress and chaos and trying to figure out what in the world we were going to do. But I kept this vision in the back of my head that we could live a life, a family-centered life, where we all worked together, played together, learned together, for the most part. Not that it would be easy, but that it would be worth it. So I continued to read, I continued to talk to people, and I just never let go of that vision. I also solidified my belief in eating organic and wholesome foods, and how important it was that we all take care of this precious earth that we live on by consuming as little as possible and just taking care of it in many different ways. So pretty much we had in the back of our head that farming was what we would like to do for a living, because it could be home-based, home-centered. Mike had experience, and that was his educational background. He was also great at mechanical skills. He had great mechanical. He still does have great mechanical skills, and we could do it. Also, during these years, I started to make some things by hand and sell them. Back then, it was on eBay. You set up a little store front and sell your items on eBay. This was before Etsy. So I started making little hand-knit gnomes. And then I asked Mike if he would get involved with it. So he started making things out of branches, like, for example, the little matching games out of birch branches, which we still sell today, actually. Mom. Sorry about that. I'm still getting interrupted. Emily came out, but that's okay. So that's real life here. I started selling some handmade things, and Mike started getting involved in it as well. I started making things by scratch, like all our food by scratch. Not all, but as much as I could, learn how to do that. And we baked our own bread, and so on. And so we decided we were going to do it. And in the summer of 2005, we finally did do it. So who is going to rent to a family with 5 young children, 6 chickens, no job? We had very little money in the bank. I think our credit was probably really poor. But luckily, we found a realtor who was willing to work with us, and we found a rental house in a little village in the Northeast Kingdom. It wasn't what I had in mind at all. It wasn't in the country. It was right amongst lots of other people, even amongst apartments and things. But it was a small village. So, and we figured that, and it also had this great land. We didn't know for sure, but it was on a riverbank. And obviously must have been farmland a long time ago. We decided that we were going to plant it, and we were going to have a market garden, and we were going to do a farmer's market, and we were going to sell out of the barn that was on this. There happened to be a barn right on this little house, and right in the village. We were going to sell right there, and we could also sell our toys there as well. So, and we knew that Mike could get a job somewhere, doing something, even if it was making $10 an hour, that we could get by. So, thankfully, with my parents' support, somewhat, they helped us move up to Vermont to this house. My stepfather took his truck with a little trailer and put the chicken coop with the chickens right in it, right on his trailer. And we just packed it up and we headed up, and that was in September, the end of September of 2005. And basically, that's exactly what we ended up doing. And I will tell you more in the part 2. But I just wanted to leave you with this, that if you do have a dream, you can start practicing and working toward it right where you are, no matter where you are. Learn the skills that you're going to need. Read all you can. Talk to anybody that you can. And just do whatever you can right where you are. Because then you'll be working toward your dream, no matter what. Okay, talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.